Okay, everybody, you know who it is. It's me, Zio, in the house, 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 in the house. Okay, today I have. It's just an iPhone 5S. It's not like it's brand new. But I know most of them are like, why you got in this package, little glossy thing. Just because basically I had this phone for a while. I just never bought a case for it yet. But the thing is that I'm here today to talk about it's kind of charging. So I'm here to talk about iOS 8. You know, not its big, huge difference. You know what I mean? Because iOS 8 is one of the coolest things that just came out on Wednesday this week. I feel like we as a society of this generation wants things now, not later. So I guess things just came out so quickly. You know, iOS 8, iPhone 6 and 6 Plus just came out today, so it's really good. I'm going to be showing you guys like kind of the cool stuff that iOS 8 has. Some of the cool things. I would say that it's the reason why I got the reason why I have 5S. It's not saying like I just bought it. It's just that, you know, hey, it's 5S, but you know, it's a 16 gig. I've been like I said, I had it for a while. It's not like, oh, it's brand new. It's just that I never buy a case. I just never had the time or thought about buying a case right now. Because I mean, I used to have the 4 for like years. So I decided, like, you know, why just get a 5S? So I decided to get a 5S. And I was like, well, I think it was like last year. I think I got the 5S or this year. I might think it was last year or this year. I'm not really sure. Like I said, it's been a while since I had this. But one of the coolest things about the iPhone itself, I'm trying to see if I can show you guys. One of the coolest things about the iPhone itself is that it's really a good phone. From what you see is what you get. So these are mainly like, this is right here's the home screen when you first get, you know, your iPhone. But the only way you can tell this is an iOS 8 if you have the little health thing right there on the bottom that says health. So you're gonna scroll, and these are my apps. These are my apps, like the ones I use. So I just still got more, but like I said, it's a 16 gig, but it takes up a lot of space. Because the thing is that the way Apple does their phones is that, or even iPods too, is that in iPads, is that you buy a bigger gig, your new OS can handle it. You buy a smaller gig, your OS can handle it, but you will still have to delete some apps. So for me, since I have iOS 8, I'm still deleting some apps that I still use today. Like, let me go to these are games. These are my games. Pretty much my games. You can see them. These are my games, so I'm actually going to delete some of them. Right there that says Zen. I actually did try it out. Zen Garden is a really good game. It's more like a calming. It's a relaxing game. You had a stressful day. Your life was not going so well, and you wanted to play something simple and good. You could play, you know, Zen Garden. Zen Garden is just a game that kind of keeps you calm and relaxed. But other than that, I mean, it's just the same thing as an iPhone, 6 and 6 Plus. The only thing difference is bigger, and the power button is right here. The power button for what, the iPhone 6 and 6 Plus. But I'm not gonna go really too much details about like why, you know. Let me just try to get the brightness up if I can. It's just sometimes kind of, hold on. I'm trying to get the control button. Sometimes it's sensitive. There you go. Now if we can get the brightness, pretty much. But I guess it's too bright, so I'll try to lower it down. Hold on, guys. I'm trying to lower it down on the one. It's not letting me. Pretty much in a good condition. You guys can see the apps. So that's one of the games that I like playing, Zen Garden. But you don't really do much. You just like get to go into the. You get to touch things because they give you little sensors that you click on and you can touch them, and then you can kind of play around, and it kind of shows you like what the graphics is for the games are going to be like for iPhone 6 and 6 Plus, but it's iOS 8. So I mean, I can show you just a quick demonstration in texting because it was really cool. It was one of the coolest things that I've done. So I'm pretty much gonna see right here, these are my texts. Pretty much, like I said, it's kind of hard for you guys to see so I'm sorry if I'm gonna bend it a little bit, so all right, so you guys can see pretty much my text, my actual text of what I've been talking to. One of them, I actually try out the audio for it, and it's right here. Oops. Sorry. Ooh, cool. Oops. Keep doing that. There we go. Nope. Hold on, you guys. Just stupid thing is not responsive. Alright, see that? That means I recorded something and it delivered. So that means, I don't know if you got it or not, but I don't know how it works for Android users. If if anybody with an iPhone sends something like this to Android users, don't know how that would work. So some of the cool key things that I have done, I'm going to bend it a little bit. Like I said, it's kind of, my lighting is kind of beaming to it. It makes it look kind of weird at some certain points, but I don't know. Maybe it's the plastic. I'm not sure. Maybe it is. No, it's still the lighting. Alright, so one of the cool things about the iPhone, iOS 8 actually, is that iOS 8 is really great on its own. It's really just one of the easy. I want to say, like, the shortcuts that they have now are great. I mean, I wish I could say, hey, let me call one of my friends or text one of my friends and see if they'll respond, but I don't know. Pretty much, it's really great in responding, because now you get the little thing on the top. Let me just bring this down. This is your notifications. So pretty much, you just use your generic. It says September, Friday, 19th. And then oops. There we go. The other one is just basically your generic stuff that you get most of the times from, responsive people from, your apps. And I like it because it's really good, because it's more like what we are doing now, but it gets there faster. And what I mean by that, like, it's helping us a little bit more, because when we had iOS 7 was more like just regular phone. It didn't really have all that shortcuts that can help us. Now we don't have to go into text message just to text. We can literally just text from where we are. So if you're watching TV on your phone, if you're on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, whatever you're doing on your phone, you can legitly just go through there. I I like it because it's really like the awesome phone. Well, not the phone itself, but the OS itself. I like it. Now that this OS is really great, and you can do the math on the like 16 gigs with iOS 8 and kind of figure out like, whoa, how much? Because right now I probably got like what? Oh, actually, when I got iOS 8 on here, I had 11.6 gigabytes left. So from a 16 gig to 11.6 gigabytes, it's not bad. But the thing that I was not happy though is that I want my 16 gig. But you understand that you get two updates. You get the installer. So when you install iOS 8, it's just the installer. Then you have to install iOS 8. That's the second pack. The second pack is getting the actual version, because the installer, what it's doing, it's configuring your phone. So basically, when you turn it off, turn it on, I guess when you reset your phone, it's still going to be an iOS 8. Because if you go to an Apple store, oops, sorry guys. Oh, this one has this touch scan thing on the bottom, but I don't really use the scanner. Trying to weird. Alright, so I'm not trying to say that, oh, I got a good camera for me to be doing a good quality iPhone what test. I don't say this is a test. This is just pretty much just a showing you what iOS 8 is all about. I would be showing you some cool things. Like right now I'm going to do some demonstration right in front of you guys, so you guys can actually see some of the cool things with the camera, because I know most of you guys might be wondering what this camera can do. The camera can do a lot more. On the bottom we have Timelapse. Let me just kind of scroll to show you guys. Then you got SlowMo. Now I'm a huge how can I say, I like this is let me try to put it in this kind of sense so you guys can understand what the SlowMo and the Timelapse. I like to make movies. I'm a huge fan of action movies, sci-fi, stuff like that. So pretty much I get to use this because it's cool, but it's not going to give you that quality of that HD like you would see in the what is it, iPhone 6 and 6 Plus. So that's why I'm saying to you guys that it's going to be great to show you guys what SlowMo. So I'm going to do SlowMo and show you guys how cool it is. I ain't even pressing the button. Ooh, ooh. SlowMo, SlowMo, SlowMo. Oh, 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 SlowMo, SlowMo, SlowMo. Oh, 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 SlowMo, SlowMo, SlowMo. Oh, 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 SlowMo, SlowMo. Oh, Alright, that was cool, SlowMo. Now, let's play the SlowMo and show you guys how cool it was. You want to see the SlowMo? Because it's one of the features. I want to show you Timelapse too, because that's one of the cool key features that they put for the iOS 8. I think that the people who's been responding to Apple and their techie guys who's been doing a lot of how can I say, upgrade events or some, I'll put it this way. People who's been responding to Apple, one, and people that works for Apple who's been designing the new stuff for the iOS 8 have really listened to their consumers and know like, oh, this is really good that we should need time-lapse, SlowMo, all these other things, because people start using their iPhones more to do a lot of recording for YouTube. There we go. See that? SlowMo. Pretty much. You kind of see me going really, really, really slow. was going fast, if you pretty much can tell. So, I mean, you see that. You see that. You see that. You see that. Me going slow. Yeah, so that's just me going slow-mo, pretty much. Alright, so now that you've seen that, I'm going to tap on it. And let's go done. I'm going to do time-lapse. If I can get to time-lapse. Alright, this is time-lapse. So time-lapse is basically, I guess, you're speeding up your phone. So we're gonna do time-lapse. Time-lapse. I'm showing you live so you guys can see what it does. Doing the iPhone. I got iOS, 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 I got iOS 8. Alright, you want to see how it works? Now, I'm going to show you time-lapse. Look at this. That's time-lapse. That is speed. That's time. I'm going to show it again. How fast it went. Boom! See? So, it's really cool. And what you can do with the camera. So, it's one of the coolest things that, it's time-lapse. So, time-lapse. Some of the stuff that was from iOS 7 is still there in iOS 8, but it's just that iOS 8 has a little bit more features. Like, you have third-party keyboard. I don't have it. Some of them you have to pay for. I thought it was going to be free to just go to the App Store and get some third-party keyboards, but no. There is knockoff versions where they're free. You can find them on the App Store, but I'm not going to do that because I want to keep some space on my phone, so I won't be saying, oh, I lost space. So the thing about the slow-mo and the time-lapse is that you can see the two difference on the slow-mo and the time-lapse. Slow-mo, it's really, because now you can actually capture every single thing with slow-mo. Like, you can actually capture all the movements from movies, if you're doing a web series or anything like that. If you're just doing a vlog or blog, you can capture the slow motion of everything on your iOS 8. And you can time-lapse it if, you really have to shorten your video. So, all YouTubers who's been using their iPhone as their camera to record their videos, pretty much. So, I'm going to just say today that a lot of things that you could be doing with this is really great. Like, I'm not saying that, oh, Android sucks. I look at Android as, like, it's not really clean when it comes to their, I guess, icons or apps. Like these things here. But Android is really good because they always make their phones bigger. And that's one of the things I like about Android. Their phones are bigger. But they're not really responsive to their, I guess, not to the consumer. Because if they were, they would really have most of the things that iPhone has. So they would know that this is what Apple does with their phones and why people will stand in line to 8 o'clock. Because it was like 8 o'clock Friday a.m. in the morning. That's when you get your iPhone 6 and 6 Plus. So that's why I like this phone. And like I said, I used to have an iPhone 4, just a 4. And I think I traded in last year or something. Like I said, I think it was last year I traded in. Yeah. But I just got iOS 8 yesterday because my computer was acting kind of crazy trying to get the whole update, because anybody who has a Windows laptop or computer has to update to iOS 8. Well, it means that your iTunes would just have to respond to iOS 8. That's why it was saying that iTunes needs to update. So when I was just trying to get iOS 8, because I wasn't because I wasn't serious about getting iOS 8 at first when it first came out. So I just you know what, let me just get it today. So I got it yesterday. That was Thursday, and it was awesome. I like it. Now I see why you know, everybody's using it. Oh, one of the cool things you can tell, because you really can't tell iOS 8 is on your phone, because you'd be like, well, I got iOS 8, but how can you tell? You just tap here. Maybe I can do it. There you go. All those on the top are my friends and my sister. My friends and my sister. But these are basically your generic, how can I put this? Message. You can text them and you can call them. It's much easier, I guess, when Apple. Now, in my opinion, if I was one of the guys who was creating the UI, or who was the, how can I put it? I don't know, the software programmers, I kind of would put it on the bottom because it's not bad. But think about it. What if you get a notification? Would it really, really kind of, I don't want to say mess up, but would it really kind of be bothering this stuff on the top? Or I guess like the top. So that's why I kind of wonder, thinking about like, it should have been on the bottom. Like how it used to be when iOS 6, where you used to tap on it and you had these icons right there on the bottom. That tells you that it's open, but you can delete them. Now they got this. You see these pictures here? This was iOS 7. And now this thing right here on the top is iOS 8. So you can kind of see how things has grown and how things got bigger. So on the bottom, it was just these are just your app icons. And these are the ones that you just pretty much have. Pretty much. So then, let me go back out again. And this is what you get for iOS 8. So you can see how things grow from 6, like you got the 6 to the 7 to the 8. Pretty much. So I'm gonna say that, you know, iOS 8 is a great feature. It's really awesome to have on the phone. I'm not gonna really go into details about the whole health system, because I guess I don't have the watch to do the actual health stuff, because it doesn't really respond to you and stuff like that. But you can actually make a profile to, like, how old you are, what's your height, what's your weight, stuff like that. And you can actually record, like, you can type into your to your phone, BPM. It's like a beat per minute of your heart. So you can, if you know your heart's beat, you can just record it there and stuff like that. So it's really one of the cool things that Siri is one of the every phone has Siri, but I'm gonna do this one thing for Siri. I guess if you can hear Siri talk, I'm gonna try to loud up Siri so she can talk. Alright, here we go. I'm gonna talk to Siri. Jason David Frank.
Here is what I found.
This is Jason David Frank on Siri. Another one. Austin St. John's.
Okay, I found this.
Now, this is what I try to do. And this is what Siri does for me. And it's not good. I don't know why, but this is what happens. And you can hear what I'm saying. And I know you guys would understand. But Siri is never going to get it right. I've been trying it. Trying. Tommy Oliver.
What is your mother's name?
I'm going to try again. Tommy Oliver.
You would like me to call you Oliver?
No! I said Tommy Oliver.
Okay.
Siri, call me Zio.
From now on, I'll call you Gio. Okay. Okay.
Siri, call me Zianova.
You would like me to call you Leonova?
See, Siri does not. Siri, call me Zeonova.
From now on, I'll call you N-O-V-A. Okay.
Siri, call me Zeonova.
From now on, I'll call you C-N-O-V-A. Okay.
Oh wow, it almost got it right with the Zeo part. Siri, call me Zeo.
You would like me to call you Zia? Okay, Zia.
And see what happens? It get it wrong. So now it's like, oh, I'm gonna call you Zeo, but it's gonna categorize it to my sister. So, all right, I'm gonna go. So you kind of see what Siri's not really doing good for me. Oh, one of the cool things before I go is I'm gonna show you Spotlight. Yeah, I got me a notification from Twitch. Yes. All right, I'm gonna show you Spotlight. If I can do Spotlight, I hope I can. There we go. This is Spotlight. I'm just gonna type in F because F is really what. You know what I'm gonna do is Instagram. I was going to do Facebook. That's why I said F, but I guess Instagram is more popular now. But if you do a research, you would know that Instagram is owned by Facebook. Yeah. Facebook gave the person who came up with the idea of Instagram $2 billion. So now Mark Zuckerberg owns Facebook. I mean, Instagram. Alright. Here you go. These are some of the games, like, Injustice, iTunes, BNB, Infinity, and then you got, Instagram. So Spotlight really responds. The one for iOS, and it comes up with a lot of more stuff, like what's in your songs that starts with an I or anything like that. Now, your text messages also does that too, because basically it starts to categorize your the first thing that you say from your text messages. But right here alone is basically where's Instagram? I think it's back. Oh no, there it is. There's Instagram. Instagram right there. So Spotlight, it's really awesome because it really responds to your apps, to your stuff. Facebook, pretty much. When I said Facebook, it showed Facebook. See? So, because I just used if you can see, there's a microphone on the bottom right there, next to the globe. Next to 1, 2, 3 globe, and then there's a microphone. I was using the microphone and I said Facebook, and Siri just showed me Facebook. So you can see that Spotlight is really strong because now it responds to everything. Even if you just want to search for something on the internet, it will search for it on the internet. Let's try this. Pokemon. Now, Spotlight did give me something for Pokemon, but you see that one little thing that's for Pokemon right there? That's Wikipedia. So, I mean, if you just talk to Siri, like I showed you Jason David Frank, if you just talk to Siri like that alone, it's not really going to work. So, I hope you guys enjoy what you see for iOS 8. I mean, I wish I could show you the whole texting part, but I can't because I guess most of my friends are not going to respond to my text. So, I hope you guys enjoy your phones. Leave a comment below. Tell me what you guys think about iOS 8 and the iPhone 6 Plus. I know most of you guys might be thinking, am I a huge Apple fan? Pretty much. Not so. I'm not going to rub on Apple's nutsacks and say, my God, I'm going to jizz on my nuts for iOS 8. No. I like Apple for who they are, and I like Apple for what they do. So, I'm going to say that if you like Apple, kudos to you guys. If you don't and you like Android, kudos. I was an Android user. Android users are not, I would say they're not responsive, they're not just organized, because right now I guess like, do they have, I mean they're organized, they probably are. I just never dive into an actual Galaxy to actually see like what's their key features, because I mean they're not really strong. They're not strong enough to actually be like Apple, where they got everything organized and everything set for you. I know most of you guys might be wanting to see the health stuff, but like I said before, you can create a profile, and actually, you can actually, one of the things that I noticed, you can sign up to be an organ donor on that health app. I did never knew that. And you can actually put emergency numbers like your doctor and all this cool stuff. So it's easier for you to contact your doctor. It's easier for the cops to know, or it's easier for your doctor to know you're an organ donor. It's kind of cool what Apple have done with the health app. So now, you know, explore, have all the cool fun with iOS. iOS. Hey, so I will see y'all next Friday to do another series of I don't know. Well, I was supposed to be doing the series, but it's supposed to be part 4. But I guess iOS 8 came out and iPhone 6 and 6 Plus came out today, and so I kind of wanted to talk about iOS 8. But I'm sorry if the video is not as good as you guys want it to be. I'm not gonna do how can I say it? I'm not gonna just reset this phone to iOS 7 and go to iOS 8 and show you how to, because it takes too long. I'm being serious, it takes too long. So for you guys to get iOS 8, just be patient enough to connect to Wi-Fi. Then you have option 2. Connect your phone to your computer and then just use iTunes, and then you got iOS 8. But it's not going to give you like that. It takes a while because it has to load it up. But you have 2 packages. You have the first package to download iOS 8 package. So your phone, because the reason why they give you the first package, so anytime you reset your phone, all the time you always have iOS 8. No matter what you do to your phone, it would always have. That's why the first package is an installer, because cause that's basically like, for example, if you got a computer and okay, all right, let's just put it through. You got a computer, and now it's time to get Windows 8. So I'm using Windows 7, but if you get a Windows 8, so it's like, okay, you have the installer. The installer makes your computer run in Windows 8. And when it means that it runs Windows 8, that means your computer or laptop would always have Windows 8 no matter what. You reset it 3, 4, 5, 20 times, 30 times, you will always have Windows 8. That's what the iOS 8 has 2 installers. And it takes a while. But you won't notice that you're installing 2 things at once. But because the thing was that I called up Apple because I was having problems, and so they were telling me that I have to install it twice because I have the installer, then I gotta install iOS 8. Not like iOS 7 where I guess it was just straight up iOS 7, you know? So I was really like, okay, alright, I get it now. I understand the whole process of why I had to get the installer, then get the iOS 8. So I hope you guys enjoy your weekend with your iPhones, and in 3 more years, I guess, or next year, I might be wrong, maybe next year or maybe 3 more years, we're supposed to have the iWatch. It's morphin' time. See a rich that. So yeah, I'm gonna go, and I will talk to you guys some other time. So later.